Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 2. Here is our Arcana setup for the day, same as last time. We're going to be doing a strength card, non-fate swim run. We're going to be taking the jetpack and running the aspect of Selene on it. We're going to go for a 12 heat run. Although, actually, you know what? We haven't upgraded this in a while, so let's go ahead and give us one rank up on aspect of Selene, which actually is... Okay, it's not max rank, but we're getting there. Alrighty, and we're going to take Ares Keepsake, do an underworld run. The reason I'm taking Ares is because he can get his God Sent boon to go along with a Selene Hex, so we'll definitely be looking for that.
We're to continue warring with the Titan Cronus, but in different times, or different circumstances, I should say. Had you but failed to succeed before, a fight without end. Oh, my kin.
Ares would love a war that goes on forever. Alright, we will take an epic tier attack. Sure, why not? We're going to try and go for a plasma build this run, I suspect, and mostly this is an excuse to play with all of Ares' updates, because we only got to very briefly taste them in that Chaos Trial earlier, so I'm really excited to see how much stronger Ares plays now that he's gotten a bunch of buffs. We will see. I probably didn't need to take Hecuba here, as I'm really not planning to use a mana-heavy build, but it's more of an excuse to just play with our good dog, you know? It's fine. Should have probably taken Wayward Sun, though, so I had some passive healing over the course of the run, but again, I think we'll be fine. I just need to tank up and find some HP here or there. So in today's episode, we are going to be finishing our discussion about the Anime Awards at long last. The topic has gone on for long enough, I suppose, although I've really enjoyed talking about it because anime is objectively one of my biggest niche interests along with video games, so any excuse to talk about it more makes me pretty happy, and Kiwi enjoys listening to whatever I'm passionate about, so we're both winning here. So today we're going to be talking about the endings that were nominated. Now, in the last episode, I talked about my winning openings, and I gave explanation for what I consider a good opening. Let's talk about what I consider a good ending. So endings are a conclusion to the episode, right? They are a powering down of sorts. They should give you kind of a sense of closure or I don't know, good vibes. Or maybe if not good vibes, definitely kind of like reminiscing about something.
Oh, there you are. We lost you for a bit. Must have gone so deep you couldn't spine you no more. Well, you still got your arms and legs. Must have turned out all right.
All right, let's see. Do I take his special here? It's such a low tier, and Tough Gain is awful, honestly. Anvil Ring, I could... Why don't I reroll and see if I get any high tier offerings? Honestly, for now, I'll be very happy with Uncanny Fortitude, since we have that max mana off of Hecuba. We're gonna get a fair bit of HP off of that. Yeah, plus 24 HP, not bad. Basically a Centaur heart, can't complain about that. Anyway, so when I look at an ending, I'm looking for something that gives me a sense of closure, or if not closure.
These riches were nothing. Back when we used to spar, almost never got a clean hit in on you. You'd always slip out of the way.
What choice did I have? One clean hit from you was more than I could take back then. But I've been practicing.
Hit me!
You're tougher, yeah. Though by how much? How about I hit you right now, and if you can take it, you'll get this nice reward I found. Deal?
Offering. Coin. 100 coin for 13 damage? Sure. Give it to me.
Oh, good. How about it?
Right, now where are we headed? I need to be ready on the jump. There's more Ares. Ares away. Okay, so as I was saying before I got interrupted 2 times in a row, for me an ending is about closure or a deep kind of like, it needs to make me feel things if it's not going to give me closure. It needs to make me feel like, oh, I'm uncomfortable, I'm unsettled, I don't know how to feel about this sort of vibe. So good examples of that are kind of some of the outros of ReZero or Madoka Magica, where they're very kind of, I don't know if introspective is the right word, but they leave me with a deep sense of unease, I suppose. Otherwise, just good feelings, kind of good vibes, that sort of vibe is what I'm looking for. Visceral Impact after you take damage or a foe is slain, drop Plasma, or I think I'll take the rarity up on Grievous on Grievous Blow, because we're going to be depending on wounds a fair bit, and more crit chance is always welcome. 16% crit chance on anything that's wounded sounds great. But, so, I'll get into that more as we go on into our discussion, but unlike an opening where there's usually a lot of dynamic action, it's usually a calmer setting for endings, so I want to feel things, I want to think things, I want to be kind of left with a bit of wanting for the next episode, because I have to wait now until the next episode begins before I can get that closure that only the or you see where the plot goes from where we left off, I suppose. I think beyond that, I'll just let the episode.
It wasn't Rex himself you dealt with last night, but some sort of fluke of possibility that happened all because of how you dealt with him in the first place. I've seen a lot of things, Em, but this is a first.
With the goal of letting all the characters' voices come through, it is a little bit harder to offer the commentary I'm aiming for here. Nitro Boost sounds good, because I am going to be sprinting a lot, and mobility when I'm kind of running a melee build sounds great. Casting more frequently is also decent, because I do use the cast defensively with Messenger. I'll take my Nitro Boost, though, I think. Take this money, too. Definitely, the chip damage is adding up, so I've got to be mindful of that. Anyway, so with that said, why don't we start going into our nominations, and I'll kind of go through what I feel. And of course I have to always say, like, this is always going to be subjective, and a lot of that subjectivity comes down to, do I like the song or not? And that's why our current bottom tier, I'm going to go in order of least favorite to favorite again. My least favorite of the bunch on offer is going to be Kawaii Kawaii, the ending to, what is it, My Dress Up Darlings? Second season? I want to say second season, I'm not 100% sure. Take all of this, right? Yeah, let's get the palm. Vicious Strike, take the hammer, and let's see what we get. Dash Strike hits 3 times. Ooh, that sounds really strong, actually. Will it hit all 3 times with the Ares buff power? More power on base attack is also kind of wild. Specials bounce. Honestly, World Collider sounds incredible with Ares first hit with wound. I'm gonna try that. And more Ares, okay. Grizzly Gain, or Profuse Bleeding. I think I'll take Grizzly Gain here. Gain 15 magic when you strike foes and pick up... Yeah, when you pick up Plasma, you get 15 magic. That'll be fine, because as we stack more and more Plasma, we'll be getting it left and right. And then we'll take the Nectar, because we'll get another hit on either the Magic Gain or the attack, which is fine. Anyway, so Kawaii Kawaii, unfortunately, is just not my cup of tea, aesthetically or auditorily. It is a complete dissonance with my taste and preferences. And for that reason, it is objectively my least favorite. What I do appreciate about it, it has a very clear defined color palette. It's cute, it knows what it is, it knows what show it's for, and I think it fits the show beautifully. But if it's not your cup of tea, then it just isn't your cup of tea. And unfortunately for me, both visually and auditorily, it doesn't do what I want. It's fine as an ending, to be clear. It's a perfectly serviceable, very fine option for an ending. It's just not my preference, and Kiwi's in the same opinion. We're just like, we're not terribly big fans of the super cutesy, upbeat, happy sounding songs. That's why my what was it, Watch Me from Witch Watch, I did not like as an individual song, but objectively loved its animation, and that made up for it. And the song actually kind of blended with the animation so well that I was more willing to forgive it. I mean, I did give it my nomination for best opening for that reason. I don't think I take any of these. And Apollo Sprint would be amazing here, actually. I'll take Apollo Sprint. That'll give me a lot more survivability if I can daze enemies when I'm running face first into them like that. Means I'm less likely to take a ton of damage all at once. Definitely going to be more prone to taking damage here, but if I use my Omega attack, which gives me a shield that blocks projectiles and damage in front of me, I should be able to more effectively defend myself. Not to mention do solid damage with wounds. Anyway, I think that's really all I have to say about that one. It's just not my cup of tea. Next up, once again, unfortunately on the lower end of the tier list, we have My Hero Aqua. What is it? Bump of Chicken. So Bump of Chicken is one of my favorite bands, and their music always brings out a sense of nostalgia and coziness that I absolutely adore.
The song Artemis and I composed, we call it Time Belongs to Us. Came up with it when our hope of overcoming Kronos was starting to slip. But my knack for prophecy told me we had to hold on.
Alright. His special's pretty solid. Oh no, I want his dash. I objective. Ooh, but Extra Dose would be pretty funny here. That one... Oh, wait, it's only base attack. It's not... I don't know if this extends to dash attack, but it doesn't affect her Omega. So yeah, we're taking Blinding Rush here. That chance for enemies to miss this is way too good to pass up.
You should have stayed in shadow.
And now, between that and Nitro Boost, we're going to be really fast. I need to kill these guys without getting hit. I wasn't really paying attention to that objective before. Now I'm mindful of it. This first strike damage from wounds is actually doing fair bit of work here. Almost got hit there. Yeah, this weapon is pretty reliably safe as long as I use it correctly, I suppose is how I would describe it. And make sure I don't run out of magic. I'm still pretty good on magic. Oh, right, I forgot I have a Hex. It's kind of the point of the aspect of Selene. Should probably use it on occasion. There we go. All right, and we get a palm for that. Awesome. Put it on the attack for sure. Oh, that wasn't the attack, but whatever. More chance to crit. Love it. All right, so yeah, Bum of Chicken is one of my favorite bands in Japan right now. Who is easier to deal with? I think I had trouble with Ares, but I'm gonna go Apollo first, I think. Solar Ring. Probably would prefer Ares cast, I think. It's good solid base damage. We already have his dash, so I don't think I need it. I'll take Light Smite. Or actually, let's reroll, see what we get.
Choose otherwise.
Supernova. Or, oh, self-healing. We'll gladly take self-healing. That'll keep us alive later on in the run for sure.
You realize what this means, don't you, my kin? I trust I do not even have to say the words.
All right, so Bum of Chickens, the song's name is I. It was the ending of the final season of My Hero Academia. My opinion on this is I like the song, but I don't like it as much as the other options on the nomination list, I suppose. Like I was saying before, Bum of Chicken always does a really good job of creating songs that give me a weird sense of nostalgia, and this is no exception to that. I'm struggling a little bit, Kiwi, hold on. Oh gosh, Ares, calm down. Might have to focus for a second. Honestly, my dash attack is doing more damage than my Omega, and it's not holding me still as much.
An exquisite performance befitting our lineage. You are to be rewarded for all that.
And like I was saying, so it always invokes this big sense of nostalgia for me. I'm gonna take Blood Spree here just for some survivability. I would love that. No, I'm greedy. I'm taking the Sword Ring. I'm taking Sword Ring. I'm so greedy.
A fish is near.
And it's funny because I said that before I watched the song, just seeing that it was by Bump of Chicken, and then I saw like the entire ending is just a series of sketchbook animations of previous major plot points in Hiroaka's story. And I'm just like, well, they know what they're doing, and they did it very well. Do I take Selene here or Zeus? So Zeus's special would be great for getting Blitz on enemies. I could really appreciate that. But more Selene means our Hex gets powered up, and we definitely want that. I think I'm going to take Zeus for now. We'll find Selene soon enough.
Old Charon must have ample time to spare, now that he isn't busy sending souls to their eternal rest. Although I do suspect that we can keep him plenty busy in service to us here.
So my general sense on this is it does very well what a ending is supposed to do. It's a cozy, kind of softer ending. But it doesn't do anything really to stand out. It just makes me feel really nostalgic, which is good for what it is.
Look at that prim posture. We're in the presence of majestic Hecuba herself. How fares my favorite hound?
Hecuba is truly the most majestic dog. Until
She's very
Cerberus
well
comes around.
And a most capable companion to have at my side. Though I hate to have to strain her loyalties like this.
Hecuba will get good head pets and biscuits when she gets home. It's fine.
Come, you want to see what she shall do. Her loyalty is absolute. I permitted her to serve you as she serves me. Let's all...
Oops. Let's all see what she can do.
The all-consuming flame.
Sorry, I accidentally pressed my finger twitched there. So, I guess my final thoughts on this song are effectively, does exactly what an ending needs to do. It fills me with a sense of nostalgia and warm feelings, a nice calm closure to the episode, but it doesn't do a lot to stand out for me. And that's about all I've got, honestly. One last thing I do have to say is I appreciated the little bit of animation where you can see Deku's scarf having flashbacks on it as well, or like scenes of characters together in it. And I really did appreciate that too. I thought it was a really nice little extra touch of detail, just that I could appreciate on top of everything else that I had already said. Oh, I didn't even see the curse orb there. Oopsie. Oh well, at least we can get it out of our system quickly. Take that, 5 damage from a sheep. Bah! Bah! Alright, and we're safe. Good. So, I think that's all I've got to say about it. One last thing I guess I thought of. So, calm down, Hecate. The last thing I thought of that I wanted to mention, perhaps, was the fact that in the original, like, first season of My Hero Aka,
Stand down.
we see that Deku has a notebook that he takes notes on of all of the heroes and his classmates.
Know only that I would not willingly confront the fury of Xinth for merely anyone, Milena.
Outlasted her.
And I like to imagine that this entire animation is taking place as like extra detailed versions of Deku's scribblings in that
Hello,
notebook.
grandfather.
It became much less of a plot point in later parts of the series, but I do wonder if perhaps we have Apollo, Ares, Zeus. We still need a fourth god, but I think what I'll do is let's try and get some more blitz damage, I guess? Or I'm not sure what I want here. I guess I'll go for more Apollo.
Grandfather, do you ever experience your old feelings of bitterness and spite toward the gods about your bygone golden age? Anything of the sort?
There is no undoing past mistakes. I held to those feelings for a very long time. They shall never leave me in their entirety. But you have given me this other chance.
You seemed so unyielding, so certain of your convictions. Sometimes I still cannot believe the memory of a better past was enough to change your mind.
I'm sure there are always those pangs of this could be different. I would like this to be a different way. But I think Kronos has appreciated at this stage that this is the best option.
I was taken aback as well. My memories of seeing you grow up, they represent but a fraction of my existence, but an important one. Change can happen in an instant.
All it takes is one bad day, or perhaps even one good day. Is that right, Joker?
Well, may you stay like this.
Alrighty. I didn't die, so there's that. I definitely didn't die. And I'm relatively topped off on
Down
HP.
I go.
But hopefully the fellows down in Oceanus are a little less talkative, because my goodness, it has been hard to complete a thought before we get some more dialogue. I'm so fast in my sprint, my goodness. Whee! Anyway, I guess, right, so I like to imagine that the scribblings of Deku's notebook, or like these are taking place in that notebook that was such an important plot point in the early part of the season. Like, it was something that showed up in the very first episode. Bakugo, one of basically the rival character to our main character, Deku, he steals Deku's notebook and tries to destroy it, or he damages it pretty heavily at the very least. And we see how important that notebook is to Deku. We also get a sense that he uses it. Deku is the very analytical sort because he didn't have a power to begin with. He had to analyze other people's abilities and kind of learn from them to create his own way of being a hero effectively. And he had a deep respect and passion for that sort of thing. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of, I assume, suction. There's a lot going on in this room. My goodness, Kiwi. Shield myself and hope I'm safe. Oh goodness, wee! This room might be a little bit more than I signed up for. And somehow I didn't take any damage. Feels cool. Feels good. There's more Apollo right there. We'll take it. But anyway, that's just my little headcanon to the animation. I appreciate the idea, if that is the case, that we're just seeing a reference to the very start of the series and an important kind of character trait of our main character. That he's still potentially, even though it's not being addressed directly by the plot or the animation, he is still taking notes in his notebook over the course of his entire journey. And I think that's a really cool little detail if that was intentional. Even if it's not, just the vibe of a very nostalgic feeling song from Bump of Chicken comboed with just these nostalgic scenes, it feels good to watch. But again, it doesn't really do much to stand out on its own, which is why I knock it down a peg overall. Cutting Edge, your falling blades from Ares drop an additional time and deal 50% larger AoE. Cool, so that'll bump up our Ast pretty strongly. Gladly take that. There's more Ares, and I think right now we are looking to stack Ares, so I don't really need to open this other door. I'm just gonna see in case it's another trial that has Ares and another god in it. Probably won't. But I think that's all I've got for Hero Aka's final season ending. So next up, we have Unapex by TK, the ending theme of the... Oh, there's more Zeus. I'll take Ares. The ending theme of Soul as Leveling 2. Or Season 2, rather. And for this one, like, here's the thing. Like, TK's voice is one of those voices that I can't tell if I like or not, honestly. It's very high-pitched and nasally, which can be very hit or miss. I think, honestly, my opinion is I really like the sound font of his songs, and I like covers of the vocals, which just feels kind of lame to say and kind of mean, but I do believe that is kind of the vibe I have. I don't think I need Blood Spree anymore. We're in a good spot, so I will take Cut Above. Your Omega moves cause a falling blade to appear over each foe struck, dealing 120 damage, and don't forget we just got our duo, which will make them drop a second time. So that's pretty strong for us, I think. We'll take the shop and see what God Boon we get offered. But yeah, the song itself, not my cup of tea. I definitely can comfortably say that.
Olympus, I accept this message.
The visuals are mostly CG, and it's really a question of, is... I think I'll take Mutual Destruction. More crit chance is fun. The question is the CG intentionally done to make it look like Sun Jin Woo is kind of very out of place in his environment, or was it just a way to save budget? And I'm inclined to give it a benefit of the doubt and say it's the former. It's very... Oh my goodness, I was caught in the steam there. It's intended to make him feel very out of place in kind of this uncanny valley setting of a setting that is not where he belongs. It makes him very much feel other to the environment he is in. And if that's intentional, it's a really cool design. But there are moments where it feels intentional, and there are moments where it looks much jankier and less intentional. So, I don't know. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and say it was a clever, directional, intended effect. And if it wasn't, well, it is a little bit to the detriment of the overall aesthetic.
More ashes.
That said, absolutely hype. I love how in the actual anime they would do the title card drop. I don't want this HP. I think I'm going to take this HP. I need a little more survivability than we currently have. I love how the title drop would always happen right as the guitar riff happens, like that. Like, I thought that was really cool. And I'm trying to think if there was... So, as an ending goes, it was fun to see the title drop in the individual episodes to accompany the music. That was a bit cool. Do I have any other feelings that I can think of about this one? Oops, I messed up.
Try again.
I was reading my notes while trying to do this at the same time. Turns out I can't do that. I don't think I really have too much else to say about this one. It's another song that, like, it's fun, it's catchy. It's definitely not my favorite song out there. I don't have enough to afford a boon, unfortunately, so unless I get some surprise gold here, I think we're gonna take this free HP. Now I have enough gold, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm not sure. Oh well, we'll have a boon for the next sword at the very least.
Look, everyone! Ooh, got a good feeling about this evening's show. How about you, gals? The crowd is all worked up. And look who else.
You likely sense the testament of night. Those who threaten the underworld are to be cast into obscurity. Such is law.
Obscurity? We've never been bigger, and our stars are rising with each and every performance. And we're about to make this one to remember.
I feel like you already peaked, Skilla, unfortunately. And namely, you peaked when Coral Crown was released on YouTube. Is my vibe on it. Perhaps I'm mistaken. But, ooh, we are doing a lot of damage with Cut Above. I like this. Turns out the Falling Blade is... Oh my goodness, we just crit for 1,000 damage. Okay. Killing Spree is doing its job. Yep, we can pretty consistently crit with a fully charged Omega attack for 1,000 damage, which is exactly what I want to see in a build like this. That was everything I hoped Ares to do. Yeah, so just like in Hades 1, they've made Ares into this scaling monster. Kind of weak early on, and then you just get a couple of his tier 2s and you are set for the rest of the run. Which is exactly how it should be. Now, if only Poseidon got a little bit love, and then I'd say all the gods are not just perfectly balanced, but very fun to play. Poseidon has some very silly gimmicks, but he feels very niche. I don't really want to see him if I'm not planning to build around him. It's kind of my vibe on him. Thank you for playing Coral Crown, though. I appreciate that. I am out of mana, but here, have a Hex. I think our wound procced, because she got popped.
Sing about that.
All right, there we go. Skilla down, and so do we go down. All right, next nominee, actor by Lilith Ikuta, The Spy Family Season 3 ending. So this one has a very special feeling to me, or a very special moment, because Kiwi and I watched Spy Family together, and we got to the point where we were getting the backstory of Lloyd, like finding out about Lloyd's childhood, and he's growing up in effectively a world where war is happening, and he has to live with the constant threat of bombs being dropped and that sort of thing. And we realize at the very start of this song, it starts off with the singer kind of humming, and then the hum becomes effectively what sounds like a bomb siren, kind of like the and it kind of goes into this whirring sound. And forgive me, I'm horribly off tune. I know I have no singing talent. And it was just such a cool realization. You know, I should have taken the Keepsake of Selene so we could get more some more Path of the Stars options. Oh well. It was such a cool realization, because as that siren goes off in the song, we then see things falling into the water, which I can only presume to be bombs, and then Lloyd waking up from what we can presume to be a nightmare. And then the rest of the song is just him having this really cozy, warm, wholesome little story of spending time with Anya and Yor. And it's just this really, it's with the extra context from Lloyd's backstory, it makes it so much more meaningful what that is supposed to represent. It is a clear contrast of what Lloyd grew up from and what led him to becoming the spy that he is today, versus the, oh, hi Athena. It's just such a cool contrast of what his life is now versus what his life was before he had this found family that is the main plot point of this series.
The fates themselves are gone, Hermes has said. Our situation grows that much more desperate then. And yet, I never could depend on outside influence in my success. I trust you take no offense.
No, I understand what you mean. Kronos feared some sort of fated prophecy would do him in again, like when our fathers overthrew his rule. But if the fates no longer are setting the course of what transpires, then we shall.
We shall. For the goal of any strategy is to leave as little as possible to chance. We count only on those who prove themselves dependable, and above all, ourselves.
I don't know, I have a very chance-focused build, considering I'm depending on crit chance for my big numbers, but whatever you guys say, whatever you guys say. Let's see, Phalanx Shot, Mental Block. I'm using my cast pretty regularly, so I'll probably go for that. I'm not using my special nearly as much, and I don't want to take a Death Defiance because then I give up a ton of magic. Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to use an Omega attack reliably. Not to mention, I'd lose Strength cards, so we'll take Mental Block here for sure. Oh, and that activated self-healing. Awesome. So now we'll have a great amount of sustain. I think we're fine. Attacks deal 250 more damage to armor, or specials fly faster. I think we definitely take the attack here. It's just our build. We're going to melt armored enemies now if I just punch sort of thing to them. Where are we going next? Selene. Selene, come over here, Selene. Oh, let's not run through the spikes, please.
Come on out.
What else is there to say? So I think that's really the bulk of it. Is I like the song. I love how warm and cozy the entire vibe is after that initial flashback, and I do appreciate how it gives us one additional flashback towards the end where we see Lloyd as a kid walking beside his friends down a kind of lakeside, and then we see it again, then immediately shifts focus to Lloyd walking alongside his found family.
I regret our meetings are in haste, and that we are unable to converse unless we meet. I am expected high aloft for all to see. Our connection is to remain as hidden as the crossroads. We are to move in shadows.
So this all does exactly what this does exactly what I want an outro to do. It gives me this really like deep introspective but somehow cozy and warm but also some degree of bittersweet feeling. It makes me feel things, and it makes me feel like, okay, this is a nice way to power down after whatever happened in the episode. I really appreciate what they did with this one in particular. I think let's take the automatic charge up, because I do anything to get me closer to using the hex, the better, I think. I guess we'll take Path of Stars on Kronos' floor, which is not really our best option, but we'll take what we can. I messed up. I should have taken it this floor. We didn't really need Athena here, honestly. And then between Hef and Apollo, I'll take more Apollo, I think. Probably should have rolled for Ares, actually. Oh well, hindsight. Hindsight as always. See if I can get him with a fully charged one of these. I did not. Okay. Yeah, we're just consistently hitting 1000s with our fully charged Omega attack. That's pretty cool. 283, 44 damage in one hit. Okay, poor guy didn't stand a chance. I don't care about any of these, really, and I don't think I waste rerolls on it either. I definitely should have rerolled for Ares. Oh well. I guess... Supernova would make it so my more things get hit by the cast, right? Yeah, sure, why not? It probably doesn't work as well as I hope it to. There's more Selene. I guess I'll go this route. But yeah, I really like Actor. Like, the thing about all of these nominations that I'm going through right now is, aside from Kawaii, I really do love all these nominations. I think they're all really cool and do what they do very well. Again, it's just that if I'm being objective about what I like, or I guess it's implicitly subjective, but if I'm being subjective about what I like the most, I'm just going in this order because it's the perfect combination of the feelings I want to feel and the sound of the song itself. It's really only Kawaii that I actually didn't like. And then it's just all relative between the individual songs. So next we have Dokosh. What is it? Dokashitaro. Forgive my Japanese pronunciation is terrible. Let's see. Our Godsend inflicts wounds with each hit of the effect. Okay, let's grab it. And we can Godsend again. Cool. So the next nomination is Dandadan Season 2's ending, Dokashiteru. Like they combine the syllables so well. It's Dokashiteru, but they, like, when they sing it in the song, it's like it's said so fast that it feels like all of the vowels kind of blur together. Dokashiteru, maybe? I don't know. Forgive me, I have terrible pronunciation for even English words, so I'm not going to do much better in a foreign language, am I? Regardless, I think the main thing I want to say about this is what a bop, what a fun song. Of all of the songs that have been consistently that have been an ending for all the shows that I watched this last year, this was the one that I was always just jamming to, and when I was re-listening to, I was jamming to as well. Just, it's so fun to just see the characters having a blast. It's in this school festival setting, so you see all the characters kind of dressed up and having fun, dancing. Oh my goodness, the dance is so fun just with the chorus. It's such a fun song. I guess I'll put this on Blitz. Doesn't really matter, I guess. Their Golden Bow. Anything else to find in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, I'm really not using our Hex despite using Aspect of Selene. I'm gonna roll this room and get anything fancier. F no matter what we do, eh? One more roll? That's pretty appealing. 2 gods instead of 1. Oh, we don't really need the HP with self-healing, I guess. Oh, hello there, Rocky Sun. Boom. Didn't get the crit on him, so we didn't one-shot him. It's fine. So, what else do I have to say this? I think really just, this one wins by vibes alone. It's a song I really like. It's so fun to see the characters just playing off of each other and dancing to the music. And you get this just warm, cozy, friendly vibe. Like I said, I feel like endings are all about vibe, really. It's like, how does it make me feel after watching the show? Do I want to watch it again? And, I mean, this is one that I've re-listened to a number of times on my own time. I love the song, and I love the animation that goes to it. The credits themselves don't really stand out to me, but I think they're written on chalkboards, so they do kind of fit the narrative of, hey, we wrote this thing so you can see it. But it's not out of the way, it's not in the way of visualizing the experience. It's just it's such a fun ending. And if I give credit to Actor for its visual storytelling, which I do think it beats this one out, and probably the next one out too, I can't help but still just love this one a little bit more for just how much fun and how much I enjoy listening to it and watching it. Like, if it were just on song alone, I would probably, I don't know, I think I'd still give it to this one, but it's not just song alone. It's the visuals that accompany it. It does it's basically, long story short, very fun song, would listen to again, would watch again. It's a great ending, and I don't have much more to say about it than that. I don't know why, I'm forgetting his name, but our portly friend who is very mech obsessed, and our new addition to the cast of characters in the second season, I'm forgetting his name. The one who just like wanders through the dark hallway carrying a flashlight. I don't know why, but the walk that he does to the music is, Obviously, it's meant to be very goofy because that's kind of the nature of this character. He is an otaku through and through, who's still going through his Chuny phase.
Olympus, I accept this message.
But I don't know, I love the animation for it. For some reason, it just makes me laugh and it makes me happy. And again, if an ending is meant to make me feel, this one makes me feel happy and energetic and excited, whereas Actor makes me feel cozy and introspective. And then our final nomination, and the one that I am objectively voting for, that both Kiwi and I would vote for, is Beautiful Colors by One Republic, which, isn't that an American band? Forgive me if I don't know, but I'm pretty sure they show up on the radio sometimes around these parts, don't they? It goes to show you how much American radio music I actually listen to. Nimble Limbs isn't bad here. Hasty Retreat would be nice. I think I'll take Hasty Retreat for the survivability. Not that I really need it with self-healing going. Like, that's it. Alright, we'll take the shop. We can afford a boon. But out of all of the
Look upon me.
endings and openings, frankly, that we listened to together, this is the one that made Kiwi and I feel things the most, is I guess how I would describe it. I don't know if it just does such a good job of starting off in this really sad and depressing, pardon me, sad, depressing, hopeless environment, both by visual and by the sound of the song. And then it switches into this beautiful combination of the chorus hitting, the colors filling the world. It was breathtaking, honestly. It made us feel things. It made us both tear up, and I think that's important to recognize that out of all the endings,
You like getting to roam free here, don't you?
this one really just made us feel things, you know? And the question is why, I suppose. And again, I think it's just, it has this really intense contrast of hopelessness to hopeful, and it plays it off perfectly. And then it goes to the section where we just see our main character, whose name I don't know because I've never actually watched Kaiju number 8, just parkouring in his kaiju form across buildings in Tokyo, I presume. And oh man, it's just like, it's not visually it's impressive. Visually it's impressive. It doesn't tell us anything majorly narratively, but again, that scene where they're just parkouring through the city while the music is just kind of singing non-vocal notes, I could turn that on and just turn Brain off and vibe to for hours. This ending does something for me unlike any of the others. It made me feel intense emotions, and I think that's good enough.
The fire-breathing guardian of hell has had his fill of brisk activity for the time being.
Like, it's just vibes. It's good vibes. And sometimes that's all it needs to be in an ending. It will make me watch that ending every time, and it'll make me watch that ending on its own, separate from the series. And I guess the only other thing I thought was, you know, this ending,
The pool of purging is restored.
so I have no context of Kaiju number 8, so I don't know how it fits the motifs or the narrative or the characters that are represented in it. What I do know is that I would say this would have been an amazing song for the ending of Call of the Night. If the whole aesthetic of Call of the Night is just nighttime, vibing in the night, wandering the streets after dark and experiencing the world for what it is in the dark, wouldn't this make a beautiful song for that? You start off, it's nighttime, the lights are off, everything's dark, you're just wandering the streets of Tokyo or wherever the setting is in that show, and then the chorus hits, and the beautiful colors are just the lights of the city turning on one after the other, or if you're in a country setting,
This machinery. For what?
maybe just appreciating the stars. It would match up with a set of shooting stars or constellations really well. But just as I just picture, it could pair up so beautifully well with a dark night cityscape slowly lighting up as all the lights turn on as night takes over. And I could see that working so incredibly well. I'm not complaining about what anime it was used for. I just don't have the context for how it was used and if it was used well to represent things from that show. And maybe with that said, like, if this is exclusively a vibes-based ending, does it deserve to be rated higher than some of the other nominations I mentioned? But that's the nature of award shows. They're entirely subjective, and my opinion is all that matters for who I vote for, and popularity speaks volumes. If other people like other songs better, or they're just part of the series that's super hype, like I'm sure that Solo Leveling will get all the nominations it's part of, because it always does, then so be it. But I am very comfortable with my vote, and I love this song. It's so, it's beautiful. It's breathtaking. It brought emotions and feelings, and I don't know if I'd call it thought-provoking, but I can't help but think about it, so I guess it is. And I really would like to know the context of it in the greater scheme of the show it's from. But with all that said, I think that is officially it. That is our discussion about my nominations for the Anime Awards of 2020. I guess this is 2026's Anime Awards, because it happened in 2026, but it feels like it was for, I don't know, their season is weird, because they're like the tax season, except they're scaled in June, you know? So it happens, so they do include things from this year, but it's 3 quarters last year and 1 quarter this year, I think? I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me.
The brutal hound of hell by now permits the Princess of the Dead to approach.
Drinking some tea, pardon me? I'm gonna be recording all day, I need to protect the throat, right?
You know me now, don't you?
He remembers.
But yeah, again, the majority of these songs that I've talked about, I do like.
I have my blessings as well, you know that, don't you, Malinui? Unfortunately, I'm not supposed to offer you the more tangible kind while we're cleaning up after Kronos.
Surely my own blessing shall suffice. Odot has already faced and vanquished this titan many times. There is no need to alter what has already been working well.
Simply seeing you two is enough to carry me to the end. Though I'm certain Mother's blessings would have made me even stronger. Power over life and death and such.
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I take after my own mother more than I sometimes let on.
I really would love...
Your mother brought life to this realm where it never should have been able to take hold, and we are richer for it.
I would love to see what boons Persephone would offer aside from her aspect weapon. Alrighty, I think we very comfortably take Unseen Ire yet again.
Thank you.
I shall return.
But yeah, I think in another episode I'll probably review which nominations won, but maybe we give our anime discussion a little bit of a break, because that's been that has been 5 out of 6 of the last episodes, and I mean, realistically speaking, the things I want to talk about next are the Amazing Digital Circus, who just had its conclusion, ReZero Season 4, and how strong that has been going. My goodness, what an incredible season follow-up to Season 3. There was something else. My gosh, what was it? Maybe that was it. I don't know. Oh, I did get a Switch 2. I guess that's important. I just finished, before I started recording this, I just finished doing my data transfer from my old Switch 1 to the Switch 2. We are absolutely going to have a Pokopia playthrough very soon in the near future, although I think I might do a little bit more Katamari first. I'm not 100% sure on that. I might honestly record both and just go on a whim what I feel like recording on a given day. But I feel like once I start Pokopia, I'm probably not going to want to put it down, you know? It's just that kind of game, you know? One that you will play religiously on ad nauseum. Where are you? There you are. I can get a lot of coin from this, unfortunately. I was rather slow.
No escape.
Those, what are they called? The timepiece enemies? They definitely slow down production a little bit. We are getting a mini-boss with Ares, which will be pretty nice.
Oh great, the treasury.
Bam. Yeah, we're not even critting and we're hitting for 1k, so if we do crit, we'll hit for, what, 3k, potentially? And this should one-shot you, yep. Boom, nope, okay, whatever. That's fine. I guess I'm not really using my special. You know what, that's probably why we didn't do the damage. We needed a, we don't have a good way of applying Origination yet.
On my authority.
Or no, we have Light Smite. Sanguinary Savor, where you inflict wounds with greater power and additional 100 damage, and spilled plasma is automatically drawn towards you. We could get this guaranteed 50% damage up, but I think Sanguinary Savor is just too fun. Let's take it. I'm glad they made Ares Legendary actually worth taking now. It was not the best past. Take the Yarn of Ariadne, because maybe if we do get offered another Ares boon, we can, in fact, potentially see ourselves getting Rallying Cry as well, which would be pretty awesome. Here's Selene, because we did take her keepsake. Excellent. But yeah, I guess if I'm going to say anything else, I know I've made it clear that I have a passion for voice acting, even if I'm only learning the ropes of it as we speak. I definitely can appreciate quality voice acting and call it out where it's meant to be. And I'm going to avoid spoilers for the Amazing Digital Circus's finale, but I have to say, Michael Kovac, I believe, the voice of Jax, did such an incredible job for his last major scene in the show. Or, well, not his last major scene, but like the big climactic scene of his character arc. And my gosh, did that have me feeling things. He did such an incredible job. Just, oh, genuinely, I am so enamored with what they did with that character and the resolution of his character arc. I definitely have some misgivings overall, I will say, about the finale, but as a whole, I enjoyed this series through and through. And yeah, there's going to be some unresolved plot points that I am a little bit sad. That's where my reservations are a little bit more upset about. It's just the fact that there are unresolved plot points that I wish we got to see. But if I'm being objective about it, the trip itself was well worth the journey. Or the journey was well worth it, I guess. The conclusion I am satisfied with for the largest part.
Shine ever brighter.
We just maxed out pretty much our entire Selene boon, so that's awesome. But yeah, it was a good experience overall. I think my favorite voice overall is Kinger's voice, just because, oh no, we get lasered. I don't know, I find it implicitly soothing and fun. Like I love Kinger's character as a whole, but I like how he's simultaneously the comedy character, but also the mentor figure almost, with a deep introspective nature when he is not kind of going through his insanity bouts. And that made him such an interesting character to see develop, or I guess he didn't really have much development. It was mostly just seeing his backstory and getting to know him a bit better. Nonetheless, I think he's my favorite character overall, but I can't deny how impactful Jax's overall character arc was. It would be a disservice to the story that was told to ignore that. And I think I'll leave it at that for Amazing Digital Circus. I guess I'll briefly mention ReZero Season 4, since we're still killing a little bit of time here. So ReZero Season 4 has been phenomenal. It explores a topic that I hadn't even considered would be an option, and I think it's such a cool idea. So kind of the brief synopsis, while trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, is so ReZero, the main character, has the ability to return by death. Effectively, he has save points that he sets whenever he dies, and when he dies, he gets brought back to one of those return points. And through the course of the first 2 seasons, we see the character come to terms with that ability and what the implications are for how he values his life, because he could view it as a tool to help him save other people or get his goals. If he's willing to take a death, he can reset things back to a way that will allow him to protect and save others. So it's a kind of the harmful nature of altruistic beliefs almost, and it stems from a deep-seated sense of self-loathing that he's willing to sacrifice himself in such a way. And over the course of those 3 seasons, we see him come to terms with who he is and find a sense of self-love and acceptance. And it's such an important part of his character arc. But what happens if suddenly he loses his memory and he doesn't remember all that character growth? All of these characters who have come to love and respect him are suddenly strangers to him. And he's now set in this isekai power fantasy setting. He has his quote-unquote harem, but he doesn't know what to make of it because he doesn't know who anyone is. They love and respect a person that he could not possibly agree with. He could never offer the same love and respect to himself that these people do. And it's so very interesting to, one, see him come to terms with those feelings, but also, not only that, but also him relearning his power, and how traumatizing the idea of dying and then being brought back and not knowing who killed you, why did you die, what happened. Wait, I don't die, I come back and I have to relive this hellscape over and over again. How traumatizing that is to this character to see that happen and have to deal with it. It's so interesting. I don't know why I bought this. I can't buy anything else. Am I hard locked? Like, how do I get out of this? Oh, okay, I have one more. I didn't see that. For a second, I thought I was soft locked there. That would have been unfortunate. Anyway, I just, Season 4 has been so good, and episode 11, which I just watched, had me in tears because it was the conclusion to that kind of character growth and coming to terms with I am who I am, and people love me because I am worth being loved.
That preposterous contraption which you wear. Alas, not even I am able to keep up with you young upstarts in your perplexing fashion trends.
It's called a jetpack. You should try one. I think it would match your wings very well.
Oh, this is the black coat. I haven't put it on for fashion's sake, although you're right in that you won't be able to keep up.
I am very fast, that is true.
In your abilities, or in the Fate's designs. But you must know, newfangled armaments such as that cannot compare with the classics.
I think they both have their place, sir. I would love to bring Hestia's armament to you and show you the true power of the classic. I think, oh, you know what? Actually, I'm pretty sure someone just recently finished a Hades 2 mod that lets you bring all the old aspect weapons into Hades 1. Or you know what? No, it's not the weapons. It is the enemies. All the enemies from Hades 1 are now in Hades 2. And you really get a sense that the enemies in Hades 1 were balanced around the fact that you could dash more than once on average. And now you don't have that boon to your advantage, perhaps.
It's just God of War.
I could definitely benefit from some magic. Thank you, Hecuba. Okay, so you know what? It was actually a good thing we took Hecuba. Hecuba is actually giving me more magic than our plasma is. Alright, I'm going to blitz you. Alright, I knew that was going to phase him, which is why I wasn't going to try and waste an Omega attack on him. Punch! Of course you blocked that with your shield, lame. Thought I could. I was hopeful I could block that. I could not. Right, here, let's give him one big punch. 992, cool. Alright, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and get origination on him in the second phase, and we'll Omega punch him and see what happens. What I need to do is I need to dash past and charge Omega punch facing away from him so I don't accidentally hit him with wounds the first time. Alright, so dash, pass. I did tag him with the punch, and I'm not going to make this in time if I don't run, so oh well. Alright, let's try again, and big punch. I missed. Cool. I'm doing great at this. Focus on dodging for now. Darn it! Wow, I flubbed that so hard, and I'm out of magic. Hecuba, can you give me a magic, Hecuba? Hecuba, could you give me a magic, please? Good doggo. Doggo magic. Doggo magic, please. Oh well, here, have a hex.
Come forth, my subjects.
Oh well, I planned this extremely poorly. And he's gonna do this. Cool. Alright, well, that went about as badly as it could. Certainly nowhere near in threat of death at this point, but... Hecuba, any magic for me, please? Hecuba, be a good girl and get me some magic, please.
Shall be restored.
That's fine, heal up. I'm trying to see what my max hit is. I'm trying to limit test. And they won't let me. Let me limit test, gosh darn it. Whatever, I'm just gonna finish you. Here, have a punch, and get out of here. And then you're gonna do this, and I'm gonna just... That time I dodged properly. And there we go. Easy peasy.
Child. I always hated children such as you.
Till you found a love for them in our plot arc.
May time flow freely forward. I always shall return.
And so shall we, Kiwi. No matter how long a break we take, we always come back. Ain't that right? Alrighty. Where's my mouse? My mouse off? Oh no, did my mouse die? Oh, I punched my mouse. There we are. Okay. Did my mouse actually die? Okay, it didn't. Weird things were happening. Okay, let's see. What are we going to honor today? Oh? Okay, there we go. Having some issues with the mouse a little bit. Okay. Aspect of Selene, Sword Ring, Vicious Strike. Cutting Edge was pretty solid. Lance of Ares was pretty strong too, honestly. It did a lot of damage. Got his legendary. I don't know. And then we had an 8.28% crit chance with our current HP. That would only go higher the lower we went. Cut above was pretty good. Sure, why not? Good enough. All right, Kiwi, there we go. Most of our damage came from the cast, actually. Good to know. I might go into a sword build next time. Hecuba, why wouldn't you give us magic, though? Hecuba, I was counting on you. Why won't you look at me, Hecuba? Why won't you love me, Hecuba? Love me, Hecuba. Get a pet. Get a pet. Alright, let's go on an episode, Kiwi.
Thus young and spirited Millennium found true love.
Hecuba.
The sport known as the discus throw.
We threw it for Hecuba, right?
She did not win the championship. She won over our hearts.
Return to Shadow now.
That was quite the outro there, Homer. I like to think that she learned discus throw not to win.
Just need to keep that up.
Just specifically to win over, not our hearts, to win over the heart of Hecuba, because Hecuba stiffed us in the end there. What a weird narrative to end the story on. I like it. All right, let's do a quick Crossroads roundup.
A possibility that things will run afoul for us again.
All right. Oh, family.
Mother and father. We'll see each other again soon.
Kiwi, it is so hot in the house. I'm gonna have to go turn on the AC. I'm melting here. I haven't even used a Hestia boon in like 2 or 3 runs. Why is it so hot? Spectral forms. The daughter of the god of the dead shall rally 100 lone shades to join her fight and gain 40 grasp in the process.
The shades shall rise up at your side.
That they shall.
Lord Moros, you must know something of the nocturnal arms. So your mother and sisters collaborated on these weapons to be used only in dire need, and entrusted them to Headmistress?
And now we just use them for funds.
Mother Nyx knew the fickle nature of the Olympians and the fate-forged weapons that they used to seal away the Titans. She desired a set of counterparts that would awaken only if the realm itself was in upheaval.
I suppose there ought to be another set of weapons forged to keep these in check, and another for those, and so on.
Now you are being humorous, Princess.
That's what Hades 3 is about. Yeah, that's what Hades 3 is about, right? One of our good gods is going to go a little wild with power. Really, I don't expect them to make a Hades 3. It seems very unlikely.
Dora, wow. What brings you all the way out here? The Taverna is just about the last place I expected to find you.
Way to make me feel incredibly self-conscious. Thanks, Mel. But yeah, I'm trying to put myself out there a bit more, I guess. Now that you've saddled me with my big, important task.
I haven't used
Well,
once.
I think that's great. Though I know how difficult it is. I used to never be able to approach others, but I kept doing it, and it's easier now.
Easier, but never easy, right? I don't know why I bother. Most of these jades are pretty boring.
Social anxiety never goes away. It just gets a little desensitized at best.
They haven't met you yet.
He is pretty awesome.
Back to the abyss.
That's our gremlin. That's my gremlin. I just need wheat, which we should have been able to grow in the last episode.
Come along.
A sweet treat of wheat. Ha ha ha.
That's quite a plant you got.
Thanks, Odysseus. Grow our cattails. Grow our poppy. We'll probably need those for hypnosis or another. Wonder when he's gonna wake up more. Alrighty, Odie, what do you got?
You've gone at this for 50 nights at least, Goddess. Is there occasion yet to give yourself a bit of a reprieve? You're putting yourself through a lot is all.
Well, you know what? That's worth mentioning is that we are officially well past the point of both how far I got in early access and how far I got on casual personal playthrough after the fact. We are in well past unexplored territory for me now.
I've had reprieve along the way, thank you. The springs, the garden, the taverna, even just conversing like this. It's not as though I'm pushing myself in every waking moment.
Aye, we never can push ourselves as hard as possible for as long as we'd like. But you've come a long way, and in the off chance you're not keeping track, I am.
Good. And I'll go farther still.
And if you could stop keeping track, we have the good old record keeper over yonder to do the rest for us. One Green Hand of Gaia. Improve gathering from soil plots so that you harvest all flourish soil plots at once. Those sufficiently experienced may draw greenery from the earth, much like water from a well.
Domnoski Traxon. So mote it be.
Just a nice little casual quality of life buff for us in the planting scape. Sure, why not?
The shades reporting to Odysseus suggest Athena herself appeared before you here. I mean, not here, but in the underworld. Is that something I ought to believe or no?
We invited her, it's fine.
You ought. Athena gave her Gorgon amulet, with which she's able to locate me far from where she normally resides. I trust I haven't inconvenienced her too much.
Athena cannot go wherever she may please, no matter how it seems. But now you clearly have a stronger bond with her, and she, in turn, has a means to watch you.
Watch over me, you mean?
She has her task, as you have yours.
Yeah, way to go, Hecate. You made that sound extremely ominous, and you're not wrong to do so. Athena has been known to, as all the Olympians do, play sides a bit.
All hail our victorious princess of the underworld!
That's me! I'm the victorious princess of the underworld!
So this is the Black Coat. An armament such as the world has never before seen. Probably because that thing can punch or blow up anybody fool enough to cross your path.
That's a good reason, yeah.
It fits like it was made for me.
That's because it was. The fates. They're funny in that way.
Welcome, everyone, to the unseen.
A good shade?
Good shade. You made it here.
Alrighty, Kiwi. Next up is a Torches run. Looks of it. We can definitely do a Fate Swim for that one. We'll see what I'm in the mood for. Actually, let's go ahead and pick. Oh, hello. Aspect of Supay. We need more shadow. Oh, Kiwi. Kiwi. It's not this run, but it'll be next one. We're gonna get ourselves a new weapon. Oh, wait. Didn't I already do a Supay run? May not actually be new, but let's go ahead and do some shadow extraction.
Become as new.
That's expensive. Wow.
This'll take a little while.
Let me confirm. Have we not already unlocked Supay and I'm just being silly? No, we haven't. Okay. Yeah, we won't unlock it this run, or we'll unlock it after the next run, and then we'll get to use a new weapon. That's exciting. Devil Sparks that enhance your rush boon. Okay. All right, Kiwi. Well, with all that said, I hope you have enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you are sleeping, I hope you are sleeping well. I'll figure out which aspect weapon we're going to run in the next episode. With all that said, I love you, and I will see you in the next one for some more Hades 2. And in the meantime, I'm either going to go record some Katamari or Pocopia. Look forward to it.
Never accept defeat.